I just wanted to jump on and do another update about my brain surgery and my recovery process. It was recently brought to my attention that people are actually watching those videos. And honestly, I haven't even really been that active on YouTube, so I didn't realize that people even had watched any of the videos, really. And I got a message from someone who was wanting to know more about the journey, and it just touched me that somebody was impacted by what I was doing. So I figured, since the last video that I made about my, brain surgery was in January of 2021, this would be a good time to update and just give a brief overview of what the rest of that time has been like, and then also kind of being that it's almost 2 years out for my surgery. It'll be 2 years on this Thursday, May 5th. I thought it would be good to just kind of give a little bit of an update. So, let's see, where do I begin? So I know I talked about in the last video, or maybe the last video, that I had just started to kind of shed the weight that had been brought on by having Cushing's, and prior to that I was worried about not losing the weight and thinking that as soon as I had the surgery it was going to go away, but that's not the case. It took me, I'd say, 9 months to a year to actually lose weight, a substantial amount of weight, and feel like myself again. And to this day, today's May 2nd, 2022, I've lost 40 pounds, give or take. So my weight's fluctuated a little bit, but for the most part I've stayed in the 40-pound weight loss range, and I feel like my body's just kind of settled here, and which I'm fine with. I've been a little bit smaller since the surgery and I felt good, but now this is where my body is, and I'm okay with that. So it's not, I always have to remember and remind myself that it could be worse, and it has been worse, and to just be thankful and grateful for the way that my body feels and looks now, because I was so unhappy and miserable when I had Cushing's, and to now, be 40 pounds lighter feels better, and I just feel better. So I have to remember to be grateful for this body, and just remember how yucky it felt to be heavier, and not saying anything is bad about being a heavier person. It's just, for me, I'm only 5'2", so to have a lot of weight on me, it didn't feel good, it didn't look good to me, and I feel better being at this weight. So it's going to be different for everybody. Weight is a controversial thing, so it's going to be different for everybody, but my personal feeling for my body and myself and my journey is that I like the way that it looks now. I'm okay with that. So anyway, another symptom that I had since surgery was migraines. So that's something that I've been dealing with since a few months out of surgery, and I'm still dealing with now. I actually have to take prescriptions for them, just so that they are not a daily occurrence, because they at one point were. I would get a migraine really bad, and it would last for 3 or 4 days, and they are extremely intense if I don't take medication. They're really intense. It's difficult for me to even want to do anything. I get tired, nauseous, my eyes get a little blurry. I get sensitive to light. Sometimes I get shaky. I tremble, have stomach issues. Sometimes it goes down my arm to my fingertips if it gets really bad. So for me, it's just better to take the medication, the prescription, daily, so that I can prevent that from happening, because it affects my daily life when I have migraines that are untreated. So those are new for me since post-surgery. I never had migraines before surgery, and I wasn't even sure what they were when they first started happening. I was just like, man, I do not feel good. What is this? And so those are migraines. Something I'm working with a neurologist to kind of treat, and hopefully by the end of the year, maybe sooner, I won't have to take medication anymore, and things will be back to the way that they were before with my with that, not having migraines. So that's one major thing that I've noticed since having the surgery, along with just feeling a little bit different cognitively. Sometimes I feel like it takes me a little bit longer to process things or to kind of come up with the words that I'm trying to say. It's not like a big deal, but it's just me feeling a little bit different. So it's not bad. It's not like, I didn't regress or anything like that. I just feel different sometimes. Like I have a hard time finding the words that I'm trying to say and just feeling a little bit different. And I guess it's not totally like unexpected or unusual because I did have surgery on my brain. They were messing around up there. So I guess you kind of have to expect things to be a little bit different in some ways. But for the most part, it's not that big of a deal. It's just something that I've noticed is different since surgery, just having a harder time like cognitively with certain things. And then I've also talked about having joint pain in the last video. So like when your body stops overproducing cortisol, some things that were going on with your body that you didn't notice before kind of come to the surface because the Cushing's and the cortisol was masking those problems. So I did have a lot of joint pain, especially in my lower body post-surgery, so a few months out, and that kind of subsided as I started to lose weight and got further away from the surgery. I didn't feel as bad, and I didn't even notice that the joint pain wasn't there anymore, honestly. After a while, for me, the further I got away from surgery, the less that I kind of thought about that whole thing, the Cushing's, the surgery, the process, everything like that kind of just went out the window for me. So I don't know exactly how long it took for me to get to not have that pain anymore, but it was intense for a little bit. It was very painful just to walk and move. It was very I think at one point I thought I had arthritis, and yeah, so for now it's really not as bad. I also know that for me I had an underlying autoimmune disease that I didn't know about, so I think that might have been contributing to the pain, but I don't know. So I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I know that I was mentioning before that I was having more anxiety attacks. Those have subsided. I still have anxiety attacks, but it's more situational than it was before. After the surgery, it was just like a regular occurrence. Anything would make me anxious, and I think being in the pandemic heightened that because I was isolated in my room during the recovery. Then I was isolated in my house because of COVID, and I think all of that just kind of played a part in me having such frequent anxiety after surgery. And now it's less frequent. Like I said, it's more situational. If things happen, then I will have anxiety, and so certain things like that. But yeah, my MRIs have been normal. I've been going back, every 3 to 4 months. Now it's been pushed out to every 6 months. I can go see my neuro-oncologist at UCI, and I have to do my MRIs first, scan the brain, scan the area, and to make sure that everything looks good, the tumor is not growing back, nothing looks abnormal. And I just had a checkup maybe March, I think. Maybe March or April. I had a checkup on my brain, and it was good. Everything looked good. Nothing to be concerned about. My doctors seem unconcerned, so I'm happy to have a clean bill of health. I'm happy to be feeling good, and to just kind of be putting Cushing's behind me and moving forward with my life. I'm grateful for all the doctors, the surgeons, nurses, everybody's who helped me get to this point where I can make this video and say that I feel so much better. My life is so much better after having that surgery. I'm very grateful, and I don't take it for granted. And I just hope by making videos like this, I can help someone who is also going through this, or who was like me and had things going on with their body but didn't know what was happening, or maybe having a hard time explaining it or getting people to understand what you're talking about. I just hope that I can continue to help people by sharing my experience, because it was something that was a little traumatic for me, and that I've come out on top of, and I am in a great space. Like, I feel really good. I feel happy. I'm just really thankful. I can't say it enough. Like, I'm just so thankful that I had that surgery and fixed that issue, and that Cushing's is no longer a part of my life. To have a clean bill of health, to have MRIs come back, clear and clean, and yeah, I'm just so thankful. So if at any point somebody's watching this video and they've watched the other 3 videos that I made, and they're going through what I went through or something similar, and you have a question or something that you feel like I might be able to answer, I don't mind if you want to reach out to me. My Instagram is linked to the YouTube, so you can always find me that way, and I'm more than happy to kind of do my best to answer questions for anyone who may be going through this. Like I said, I have no medical background whatsoever, but I'm just someone who's gone through the journey of being diagnosed with Cushing's and having the brain tumor removal surgery, and I have experience with that. So if I can be of service to someone else who's going through it, I feel like I can kind of like pay it forward for all the people who helped me when I was going through the really tough times of it. So I am just thankful. I'm just thankful to be making this video. I'm thankful that people are watching. I hope that I'm helping people. I hope that this is a source of support for someone who might not feel supported or might feel like they don't know what to do. Stay encouraged. It does get better. And I pray that, it works out for you, that you get the help that you need, that you get the support that you need, and you come out on the other side and stay strong during the tough times. All right. So sending all the love and positivity I have to you and your family and anyone else who's going through the Cushing's disease journey. And I will see you guys another time. Bye.